Abraham and his wife Sarah lived in Canaan, and many years passed without them having children. Despite Sarah's advancing age, Abraham always believed in God's promise that he would be the father of a great nation. One night, God appeared to Abraham and renewed his promise, assuring him that Sarah would conceive and bear a son named Isaac. Days went by, and Sarah began to feel changes in her body. Despite her old age, she felt indescribable joy when she realized she was pregnant. One day, Isaac came into the world, the child God had promised Abraham. Sarah's laughter expressed joy and faith in God's ability to perform miracles. Isaac grew up to be a strong young man, always following his father Abraham's teachings. He loved his parents dearly and knew he was a gift from God. Life in Abraham's house continued to be calm and happy until the day Abraham received a strange command from God. God instructed Abraham to take his son Isaac to Mount Moriah and offer him as a sacrifice. Although the request was painful, Abraham did not doubt for a moment in obeying God. He took Isaac and prepared for the journey to the mountain, without telling him what would happen. When they arrived at the mountain, Isaac asked his father in confusion, "Father, here is the wood and the fire, but where is the lamb for the sacrifice?" Abraham replied with a voice full of faith, "God will provide the lamb, my son." At that moment, Abraham's heart was filled with trust in God. When the time came, Abraham placed Isaac on the altar and bound him, ready to obey God to the end. At the moment Abraham raised his hand to sacrifice his son, an angel called from heaven saying, "Abraham, Abraham, do not lay your hand on the boy." Abraham looked and saw a ram caught in the thicket, so he took the ram and offered it as a sacrifice instead of Isaac. Abraham felt great relief and knew that God had tested his faith and proven his loyalty. That moment confirmed God's promise that Abraham's descendants would become a great nation. God blessed Abraham and Isaac and returned them home safely. Isaac grew up to be a wise man, continuing to follow his father's path in serving God. After the death of his mother Sarah, Abraham sent his servant to find a wife for Isaac from his kin. The servant found Rebekah, a kind and faithful woman, who became Isaac's wife. Isaac and Rebekah lived a life full of blessings and were blessed with twins, Jacob and Esau. Isaac loved his children and taught them faith and piety, always remembering the trial he had with his father and how God saved him. God's blessing continued with Isaac and his family, and Isaac became part of the great promise God made to Abraham, that his descendants would be as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore.